Hello, my name is Oscar. I study at the Pan American University of Puerto in the Faculty of Education and Humanities, School of Modern Languages. In today's video, I am going to describe and talk a bit about an animal. In this case, a blue whale, and whales in general. I find whales to be very marvelous and interesting creatures. First of all, they are the biggest animal in case of the blue whales. They are the biggest animal on planet Earth, and scientists believe they are the biggest animal to have ever lived and existed on our planet. Their enormous size goes from up to 30 meters in length, and they can weigh more than 150 tons. And a blue whale's tongue alone weighs as much as an adult elephant. So the size in these creatures is incredible. One thing that allows these creatures to reach such massive sizes is the buoyancy of the water. On Earth or on land, the mammals on land are limited by gravity. And how much pressure can their bone structure resist? In water, in the ocean, thanks again, as I said, to the buoyancy, this pressure is diminished. So animals, in this case, as we're talking, mammals and whales, can grow much more than animals on land. So that is an interesting fact. Whales have a very particular diet, even when they are so big. Their diet consists on actually very small creatures called krill. They are up to 1 or 2 centimeters long at most. And what they do is that they locate a pocket with millions of krill that travel together through the ocean and engulf them in one gigantic bite. They don't have teeth specifically, but they have a structure in their mouths that allow them to filter out the water from when they take the huge bite, filter out the water and retain the krill. And they can eat up to 4 tons of krill on a daily basis on the main feeding season for them. Something that is very interesting. Let's talk about their lifespan. Whales, in the case of blue whales, they can live up to around 80 or 90 years. And the oldest specimen that has been recorded was a female whale that lived up to 111 years. Something very interesting also about whales is that they allow life to take place on the very depths of the ocean floor. When whales die, their corpse drops down to the ocean floor at such low depths, abysmal depths. The ecosystem is very harsh, and it's very hard for life to exist because of the extreme conditions of temperature, pressure, and lack of resources. So when a whale dies and the corpse drops down to the seafloor, that corpse becomes a beacon for creatures to gather around, and it becomes a source of nutrients. So the pockets of life that exist on the depths of the ocean are sometimes exist thanks to the whale falls, as it is called, when a whale dies. And one other very interesting thing about whales is that they are actually very, very loud, possibly the loudest animal on Earth, because they communicate through a series of hums and pulses with very low frequencies. Very low frequencies, but high decibels, meaning high volume, that travels across the ocean up to even 500 meters and even more. The whales communicate through these hums, and that are often referred to as songs and kind of lullabies between whales. And back in talking again about their lifespan, the way that we have to estimate how old the whales are is actually because looking at the ear conduct. Yes, because since they don't have teeth, they actually accumulate several layers of markings in their ear conduct over the years, and that is how their age is estimated and studied when they are found. And another interesting thing is they have a special material in their skin that makes up to 27% of their skin tissue, and functions as a thermal regulator. And yes, as a thermal regulator, since they don't have regulator glands on their skin, so that is how they manage temperatures and regulate their body temperature across the seas. And I believe those are some very interesting facts about whales and blue whales. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.